All right, Jonathan Kuminga. Um, of all the restricted free agents that I'm doing, the most prominent ones, he's got the most intriguing situation by far. And I just want to take a moment from the Golden State Warriors vantage point and the back and forth between him and his Kuminga's agent, what to expect here. Now, the Golden State Warriors can't afford to lose him for nothing. Anybody who saw the last couple rounds of the playoffs understands that he's much needed to carry some of that water for Steph, so he can avoid a hamstring injury in the future. Now, um, the Warriors' first order of business is to issue that qualifying offer for $10.3 million, about 135% of his previous year's salary. And the second that they do that, it locks in that $22.9 million cap hold that they have on the books. Why that's relevant, he's obviously not coming back on the qualifying number. Got way too much potential for that. The cap hold, if they want to renounce him outright, get out of the Jonathan Kuminga business, then go shopping with the full mid-level. The $14.1 million might get you a Brook Lopez, uh, but the Warriors got to aim higher than that. Swapping out Kuminga for Brook Lopez doesn't get you past OKC. So, renouncing that 22.9, no matter how you break up that full mid-level, it's just not likely that they're going to get a difference maker better than what Kuminga could be. So, under that pretense, they are now going to be up against anybody else offering Kuminga the 14.1 full mid level, or the one real suitor out there, which is Brooklyn. And um, from Brooklyn's vantage point, I think this is pretty interesting. Just based off of Kuminga's potential, he could be a $40 million player in the right system. If you start him on a bad team and help build him up the right way, give him the proper amount of usage, the proper amount of latitude to make mistakes, he fits the youth movement and the timeline. This he could be again a ceiling of maybe Jaylen Brown if it all moves in that direction. I wouldn't necessarily bet on that, but that's the template and that's the ceiling for him. And so from Brooklyn's vantage point, they needed 90 percenters. Now, what I call 90 percenters are when they're deep under the tax like this, you can go sign a net neutral market value contract to somebody like Nas Reed. You can go try to sign Nickeil Alexander Walker for $15 million if that's what it takes to get him. But without your franchise player, without two or three members of your core, signing net neutral players to be a part of your 90% salary cap that you have to get to ain't going to get you nowhere. So your options are to get paid to take on bad money, somebody like Dane Lillard or Brad Beal, and collect premium draft picks while those guys, fill that 90% of your cap. Or you can sign young guys that have a 25% max, maybe get them at 18 to 20% of the salary cap, and maybe they turn into true max players. That's the potential. That's the name of the game. And so Brooklyn can afford to go shopping for guys like Kuminga, Giddey, and Grimes. They can afford to overpay them based off of their past year's production, and maybe they grow in $40 million a year players. Now, that's why Kuminga and uh, and his agent are damn near guaranteed to be in the conversations with them. Now, what's an appropriate starting point? Somewhere between Cam Johnson's contract, which might be matching money, up to about $30 million a year, which is what Jalen Green got, the $30 million plus average annual value, again, based predominantly on potential. What can you be? If Kuminga proves to be a $15 million player, making $30 million a year, like Michael Porter Jr., approximately, then all they're doing is still just spending the next 3 years collecting premium draft picks and trying to land that franchise player. No harm, no foul. So Brooklyn should be interested, in my opinion. But a starting salary, again, for the Warriors to do a sign and trade, he counts as half outgoing money. So if you sign into approximately $30 million, $15 million is the outgoing money plus 7.5 with the expanded trade exception. Man, they might be able to get right at Cam Johnson's number at 22 and change. Getting ahead of myself, but just based off of Cam Johnson being down near 30 and Kuminga, being, what is he? Damn, just under 23 years old. That's almost too perfect of a trade off, if you ask me. Now, this all comes down to how interested is Brooklyn in Kuminga based off of what I just said. And if they just don't see like they're either get paid appropriately to take on bad money or they lean towards Giddey or Grimes, then that leaves Kuminga out in the cold. He's probably going to be taking somewhere between 20 and $25 million a year from the Warriors without Suitor and without people competing for his services or teams competing for his services. And so now it becomes them waiting until January 15th, seeing how the first couple of months of the season go, and then the Warriors could be right back on the market with full control of Kuminga to be able to trade him at the appropriate matching salary numbers. And so, again, I would expect that number, if he doesn't get the appropriate offer from Brooklyn, to land somewhere between 20 and 25. Because if you disrespect him enough, he will try to go sign for 14.1, the full mid level with another team, and the Warriors will match it, and then he'll just sit there and be perpetually unhappy. So not sure that that's the way to go either. But that pretty much wraps up Kuminga's situation. And so now we can turn around and hop into Giddy.